Hi guys, it's Carissa, and I wanted to share with you finally how I style my naturally curly, more kind of like wavy hair. Curly hair is not created equal. It is different for every woman. Some women have very dry hair, some women have very coarse hair. Some have super fine hair. The longer your hair is, the more it will be weighed down by the length and create more of a wave look. If your hair is on the shorter side or if you have layers cut into it, it helps give you a little bit more of a springy actual curl shape. So that's something you may want to consider the next time you have your hair trimmed. And do be sure to get your hair trimmed as often as possible. There is nothing that ruins a beautiful curly mane more than inches of just dead, fried, split ends on the bottom of your hair. Now, just to give you a little bit of background on me, I have very, very fine but huge hair. In humidity especially, or just when I personally feel hot, or if it's rainy outside, my hair gets bigger and bigger and bigger. But because my hair is fine, so if I pulled my hair into a ponytail, I'd have a little teeny ponytail. So I don't have a lot of hair, but I have volume. I have been learning to work with what I've got. So there are aspects of the steps that I take that may not work for you, but I would encourage you to give it a try. If it's something that you've never done before, you have no idea how your hair will react until you see how it works. First and foremost, I would really discourage you from ever using a volumizing shampoo or conditioner. This will strip your hair of natural oils and just make your hair dry and split. Use a moisturizing product. That way you have to do less detangling. Normally curly hair is a little bit more susceptible to being dry or to being damaged or split, especially if you color treat it on top of that. So using a moisturizing shampoo and conditioner is usually what's best. But no matter what you choose to wash and condition your hair, I have a few other steps that I think make this work so well. I never brush my hair, to be honest. But before I wash it, I do go through it with one of these Tangle Teezer combs. It's one of those plastic, sorry it's full of my hair, but they've got really short plastic bristles, and this can be used on your hair when it's wet. This is also amazing if you have actually teased your hair and you need to kind of comb through it, or if you've had a ratty ponytail going on, any of that stuff. This makes a huge difference. But what's nice about this is if you've got curly hair, when you shed your hair naturally, it usually stays. It usually gets stuck in with the rest of your curls. So when you get in the shower and you rinse your hair, you've just got hair falling out all over the place, getting stuck in your butt crack. You know what I'm talking about. So if you eliminate that before you get in the shower, that's less product you'll have to use to actually clean your hair and condition it, and that's less hair you have to deal with after the fact. It's always a lot easier when your hair is dry. So I usually will, starting at the ends of my hair, comb through it with one of these, take all the little extra hairs out, and then I'm ready to take a shower without all that extra hair all over the place. I feel like you also get a more effective wash out of your hair when you've removed all the dead stuff that has shed, but that gets stuck because it's stuck either with hair product or just it's tangled in or twirled in with the curls. Now, the first thing you want to do when you get out of the shower, I actually took the time to put some clothes on for you. You're welcome. But if you want to get your hair dry as fast as possible in the morning, I would I don't even have my face moisturized or have all of my old makeup taken off yet. I immediately do this step because it really cuts down on the dry time after the fact. So what I do is after I get out of the shower, I do not towel dry my hair. If anything, I will take a towel, and I'm going to use this t-shirt to represent a towel. And I never flip my head upside down and pull my hair up. Because when you have curly hair, you're promoting frizz. And towels actually cause like a little humidity storm on the inside of the towel and your hair. So you're just starting your day off with frizz if you do that. That's a little tip that my hairstylist gave me. Thanks, Lindsay. It has made a huge difference. Now what I do when I get out of the shower is very minimal. I wring my hair out and then I put a towel over my head like this, just very flat, and I pull it back like this and just kind of hold it for a second to squeeze the water out of my hair and take it off immediately. Then what I do, because my conditioner does such a good job of detangling and I don't really have anything that I need to worry about as far as that's concerned, I don't have to do anything to detangle my hair here. But if you have that issue, I would take that same Tangle Teezer brush or some kind of a wet brush that you can use on wet hair, you know, that will be gentle. And I just kind of fluff my hair like this all over from underneath, okay? And then if I have a preference of where my part is going to be, I make that decision then. And normally I part my hair right here. So I will part my hair just very gently, just the first couple of inches of it, and kind of shake the hair into place, but I'm not going to comb it down and create a very specific part, because you're already affecting the way your hair is going to lay when it dries. You know how the curls are going to look. So after I do that, I take a t-shirt, some kind of clean, usually old t-shirt. I reserve a few t-shirts of mine and Mike's to do this with, just because it's nice to have them around for this. And you see that? I just twirl it around into like a big bun in the back of my hair, and then I put an elastic around it. If it's kind of a smaller shirt, or if it's one that I've cut up and there isn't as much fabric back there, I can just use a hair clip. But this is what I do while I am having breakfast, putting my moisturizer on and my makeup, picking out what I'm going to wear, any of those things that I can do while I'm waiting for my hair to dry. I don't leave this in the entire time, but usually you can kind of just feel when it's ready to come off, when your hair needs a little bit of air to breathe. But just keeping it nice and smooth like this, the t-shirt fabric is going to help pull the moisture out, but it's not so hot and heavy that it's going to cause a ton of humidity and make your hair frizzy. And if you just smooth it back this way and don't lift it up on your head and pile it up in a big knot, you're not going to cause any kind of friction so that the hair shaft gets pushed and you promote more frizz or split ends or anything like that. Now, once I get a certain amount of way through my makeup or through whatever it is that I'm doing, and I can kind of just sense that this is sort of falling off and it's not really doing anything anymore, I just slide it right off my head. And this is going to be the hard part for a lot of people. Now, if you have much, much longer and thicker hair, you may need to take an extra step. And this is something that some people might not want to do because they'll think it's wasteful or whatever your preference is. If there's a day when you're in a pinch, though, this is an option. You can take a couple pieces of tissue or paper towel and do the same process, but only in a little bun in the back where the length of your hair is. Wrap it up in the back and clip it up, or use a hair tie and let it sit for a little while longer. Because my hair is on the shorter side and it's not quite as dense, you know, I don't have nearly as much hair as a lot of women with curly hair do. This is the part that makes me nuts. This is the part that's really difficult. But I want you to do this. I want you to try it, okay? I'm going to do that same fluffing motion with my fingers. And I'm not going to touch my hair until it's dry, until it's ready to have product to put in it. Just really use some self-control here. Don't clip it up, don't move it, just let it air dry from here. One of the things that I was doing wrong for so many years of my life was listening to the companies that produce hair care products and using the products exactly as directed, because I did that forever. I still try it now. I'll still try it with new stuff. And you know what? It gives me a result that I don't care for, and that makes me feel like I wasted my time and money and all of the above. And then I have a bad hair day on top of it. Now, a couple of things that I'd like to mention. If you do the method of just getting that last little bit of moisture out of your hair with tissue or with paper towel, know that you can reuse that the next day. Just let it air dry, like at your makeup table or where you do your hair, and you can use it at least one more time, and that makes it a little bit less wasteful. If you're in a hurry, though, that's really the most effective way of getting the last little bit of water out of your hair. Your second best option, which is one that I very rarely use, again, just because I don't care for the overall look of what it does to my hair, but that's using a diffuser with your hairdryer. And the best way to actually do that is to always have it on a low setting, hold it upright like this, and just kind of lower your hair into it like that. and just hold it in place while it's running. You don't want to like scrub it around in your hair or blow it down on your hair, and you don't want to use a really high setting because that will blow the shape out of the curls. Now what I tend to do is fix any like bang pieces in the front if I don't care for the way that they're laying. Right now I've got a couple of pieces that I think I'm going to fix. What I'm going to do is use my hair straightener for that. I can't caution you enough when you are using heat styling tools on your hair not to just automatically use the highest setting there is. I know that it's tempting, and no matter how coarse and curly your hair is, you really want to try and start with the lowest settings and see what the most effective setting is at the lowest heat. Now these pieces right here, I'm kind of in limbo with my bangs. I don't know if I'm always growing them out just so I can cut them again, isn't everybody? So what I like to do is curl them with my straightener like this. Just kind of wrap it around and pull it through. And I'm going to do that with this piece also. Again, I'm going to take it like this, wrap it around, and pull it in a downward motion away from my face. My hair is not completely dry right now, and so I'm not getting my 100% preference out of this, but I have plans right now and I have to leave the house, so this is just going to have to do. But this is pretty close to 100% dry. It's just the back of my neck. It does feel a lot more damp than I would normally like it at this point. I find that the less I touch my hair while I let it air dry, the more likely I am to get some really nice, just natural shape with my curls, instead of having to force it by scrunching it and using, you know, heavier products. Now, my absolute favorite hair product that has changed the way I wear my curly hair is this Miss Jessie's. It's the Creme de la Creme Ultra Creamy something conditioning cream, I guess is what it's called. It's like a leave-in conditioner, I guess. There is an incredible line. If you go to Miss Jessie's website, I think it's just missjessies.com. Yep, missjessies.com. You can get samples, like a one-time free sample of pretty much any of their products. And this is my absolute favorite, but I lost it once, and I used to be able to buy it at Target, and now Target doesn't carry this specific one anymore. So I had to order it online, and in like 2 days I was waiting in agony for it to come back. I picked this one up out of desperation at Target because it seemed like it had the most similar texture. If I had to describe it, it would be like, it would almost be like lemon custard or something, like really thin custard or pudding. In fact, one of their products is called pudding. This is the multicultural curls. This I don't like as well for a couple of reasons. Number one, the product just isn't what that one is to me. And the container is like this, and it's kind of runny. So you have to sort of shake it out of the top because when you open it, it comes pouring out, and it's the back of it split like this. So I've got some beef with a multicultural curl product, but I, shortly after having lost this, because we took it on a road trip and it vanished, Mike found it, so I have 2 full bottles of this right now, and I swear this is going to last me till I'm like 80 because I use so little of it. So what I do now, that I've talked forever, is I only take out this much, and I only put this on one side at a time. And notice how I'm barely touching it, and I'm just kind of, you know, running my fingers over it to get it in there. Yeah, the ends are a little more wet than I'd like, so those are going to dry kind of funky. But that's all I need is a little bit. In fact, I may have even used too much on that side. This side, because I part it away, I usually use a little bit less. And again, I just kind of, you know, coat my hands in it and just sweep my hands really lightly over my hair. I don't like to scrunch it too much because that causes some of that, that like pushing the hair cuticle back, it causes some of that frizz. But that is all I do. And then lastly, I just take some hairspray. This is the Tresemme Firm Control in a ultrafine mist level 3. I guess it's the brown one. That's how I remember, or gold, whatever. And then this is super light, and but still effective. And then I just take my fingers like this and kind of lift up sections of my hair and then just shoot that in there like that to kind of help create some volume. Real gentle. Now, on the days that I do that step when my hair, those 2 steps when my hair is like bone dry, the curls are really ultra defined, but they really plump up with the hairspray, and it's just this beautiful look that I get. But what's nice now is when that last little bit does dry, I already have the product in, so all I have to do is kind of tousle it with my fingers a little bit, and it gives it this life. It's really great. If you guys have any questions for me on the process, on the products, anything, I'd be glad to answer them. Just leave your comments below. I hope this helps you have some beautiful curly hair days. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.